Welcome to this week's GCN Tech Clinic, where we aim to answer your bike, tech and maintenance related questions. As always, you can submit your questions in the comments section down below and we'll do our very best to answer as many as possible within
the allotted time.
Let's do it.
Yeah, first question has been sent in by Touring Tony at Ask GCN Tech. I'm looking to buy a winter bike. I'm looking at a belt drive for around $1,000 US, Cube Hide Pro. I typically ride a gravel bike that was far more expensive. What are your thoughts on belt drive bikes as winter bikes?
Well, first thing I want to say is I've never actually used a belt drive bike properly. I've ridden them. But what I would say in terms of using it as a winter bike, it makes like really, really good sense.
It does, yeah. I mean, I've never really used a belt drive either, apart from one e-cargo bike for a little while, for part of a video actually on GCN a few years back. And I really liked using it. I think
it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I wish we would see that area of tech evolve a little bit more, because there's a few considerations you need to make if you want to run a belt drive. You need to use either a gearbox like at the crank or a rear geared hub. But also the design of the bike, broadly speaking, needs to be different, because the belt drive needs to be able to go through the frame. Or you need to have a frame that can be split, which is particularly difficult to do. But I also have seen a company that make a belt that is able to be split, and it has these sort of connecting pins to help link it together. So it means you can kind of retrofit it onto different bikes. But I'm all for it. I think it would be a great solution for a winter bike. Way less maintenance, it should work in all conditions, and I think it's just a good thing all round.
Yeah, there's also less mess. Like if you're commuting, there's no like dirty chains and
very rusty,
all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So I mean, the bike in question you're looking at looks lovely. I personally, as I said, I haven't really ridden one enough to really say a proper answer to, but personally, I'd really like to try one too. I think it's a good shout.
Maybe I'll try and see if I can figure out a way of doing a belt drive conversion on a bike using this kit that I said where you can split the belts.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay, right, next question from Barnius6326. They say, I'm planning to buy my first road bike, Specialized tarmac probably. I already have a nice pair of carbon wheels that I use on one of my 2 gravel bikes, humble brag, with 25mm inner width, 31 outer. The producers recommend a tyre width of 28 to 42mm. What do you guys think of putting them onto my future road bike? I plan to use 30 to 32. Is a 25mm inner width okay, or is it too wide for a road bike? Greetings from Poland. Do you have any thoughts on this?
So it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they've said the manufacturer advises 28 to 42, and if you're going to use a 30 to 32, I think that actually, not only does it work like fine in terms of from a safety perspective, from my experience, if you're going to run a 25mm internal rim, you really want to be using a 32mm, maybe a little bit wider, to try and optimize it in terms of the shaping of the tyre. If you start to use a skinnier tyre, it really messes up the curve of the sidewall of the tyres, which is not great for comfort, but good for aerodynamics. So, there you go.
McLovin from Oz. Love the name, McLovin. G'day guys, me again. As everyone
Please
knows,
do the whole question like this.
As everyone knows, here in Australia, we have lots of creepy crawlies. I can't do the whole bit. That was a good accent.
That was good.
I thought that was good.
I actually thought it was the real person in.
McLovin, I'm here. Anyway, unfortunately, some of them have wings. Talking about the creepy crawlies here. Going through the vents of my helmet, forcing me to wear a cycling cap year round. Not the best option in summer. One company here, Pieproof, makes helmets with mesh in the vents. I don't find them comfortable. Are there any other options you know of, or would you have a solution?
Right, I've got a couple of suggestions. Shall I just go first?
Go for it.
First thing that you can do in this situation is wear a cycling cap underneath your helmet.
That's what McLovin's already doing.
Oh, sorry, I was too traumatised from your accent. Right, so you can put a mesh net over the helmet. It doesn't look very cool.
I've seen these,
not everything's about looking cool and cycling, but you perhaps don't want to cycle around with a big hairnet over your bicycle helmet. Probably not the greatest look. Do you know what I would do in this situation?
Aero helmet.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. This is genius. So is that your solution?
I mean, you're going to be a bit sweaty,
but
I'd go old school aero helmet, tape the vents.
Wow, okay.
But you are going to sweat. That's the downside.
I was going to take a slightly different approach and kind of do arts and crafts. I was going to say buy some mesh cloth, cut out little sections, and then glue that onto the inner edge of all the vents so it sits like smooth with the surface of the helmet. That way you've still got your original vented helmet, so you haven't had to buy a new helmet, and it should keep all the bugs out.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, you might have to take a lot of time to do it neatly and tidily, but I think that could work.
I just grow my hair long.
Then the really bugs get trapped in there.
Yeah, I've got nice thick hair and they don't get into my hair. And then they're like, but saying that, I live in the Northern Europe and we don't have huntsman spiders. So if I was in your shoes, I'd be taping my vents. Last summer, Chloe and I were out cycling on the road bikes and she just was riding next to me, just screamed, slammed the brakes on, and a wasp had flown in the vent on her helmet and stung her right on the forehead. Yeah, it's nice. It was horrible. See, they never sting me when they go in the vents, but they sting me. It's the glasses that are the worst. If they put your glasses and they get in there and they get stuck on the wing,
nightmare.
Then they sting you. That's when it's
And Jay Sowick next. Hey, from Ontario, Canada. I was thinking about chain alignment issues or inefficiencies of a one-by system. Has anyone developed a one-by system that could pivot so that it would better align with the gears? Like the front chainring could be on sliders or springs so that it could provide some sort of freedom of movement if it were used with the inefficiencies outweigh the potential benefits. Oh, there's a lot of ifs, buts and maybes in this question.
I feel like that would introduce more inefficiency to the whole system by having the chainring on some sort of pivot.
Yeah, we've made videos in the past talking about the difference of efficiencies for like cross-chaining and one-by and stuff like this. And whilst there are inefficiencies, they're relatively small. And I think to add such complexity and flex and movement into a system is going to easily outweigh that.
Yeah, I think the only one that like already exists is like a classified hub, because you could get a ratio whereby you could keep the chain alignment centered more.
Yeah.
Rather than have it like way out
on the extremes.
You could use your hub gear to like offset that.
Okay, it's interesting.
Next one from What's 4T.
Yeah.
Like the name.
Yeah.
My brake feels inconsistent and makes a strange noise as the wheel rotates. P.S. I have rim brakes, so don't try telling me to change no hydraulic fluid, guys. Great,
okay. Quite tricky here. So they've got rim brakes.
Not much to go off.
No. Okay, what I'm thinking is the rim brake pads have either got some grit or contaminants in them, which are causing a bit of a noise. But if it's not consistent with the wheel rotating, this could be a sign of a buckled wheel.
Yep.
Or the braking surface or the rim could be damaged. If you hit a pothole and it's just dented the rim a little bit, then that could be like causing a bit of the brake track to stick out and catch on the brake and make the noise.
Yeah. From what we've got here, I would like loosen everything off, realign it, check the wheel as well, is it out of alignment or like needs to be trued.
Yeah.
And then go from there and like say, try and get those contaminants out of the pads too, give them a bit of a sand down.
Okay, right. Last question this week is from Meg, not Greg. They say, currently riding a 2023 disc brake Canyon Aero CF SLX. I'm thinking of selling the bike to find something less aggressive and more comfortable. Where should I start?
How long is a piece of string, Greg?
So they've got a Canyon. Okay, let's look at the Canyon range, because the same principles are going to apply to different brands, aren't they?
Yeah.
So for those of you that aren't familiar, the Aero is the most aggressive aerodynamic racing bike that they make.
I love this bike. It's aggressive. It is designed to go blooming fast. Blooming fast.
And so in the Canyon range, for example, the next sort of bike along would be the Canyon Ultimate. Slightly less aggressive tube shapes and designs, still a racing bike, hands down. And then you're moving down into the Enduro category. You actually have an Enduro.
I've got an Enduro, love that bike.
So give me some sort of thoughts on your feelings on it compared to a racy Aero bike. How do you find it?
Well, I think if you are riding the Aero already and you're like that size is right for you, then it'd be quite simple to go to like one of the like slightly more comfortable models. I think I would go for. I mean, I haven't ridden the Ultimate. That's my only thing.
Love the Ultimate.
And I would really like to try the Ultimate. I personally love the Enduro race. It's got a slightly more relaxed position. Which for me just works. But I think if you're someone who still wants to kind of have that more racier position, but something that's a bit more comfortable,
a bit more forgiving,
a bit more forgiving, then I'd go for the Ultimate. If it's more of a like position thing, because the Aero is pretty slammed to the front, and you're wanting to like have that more relaxed position as well, then I'd go towards the Endurace.
Yeah, okay, I think that's fair solid advice, that.
Yeah,
I like it.
So I hope that helps, Greg.
Right, okay, that's it for this week. Sorry if we didn't answer your questions, but I say it every single week. Be persistent, put them in the comments section down below, and we'll get to them in the coming weeks. Right, see you later. Bye.
See ya.